Those who face eternity easily forget what a lifetime means, what an ending means.
You know it doesn't have to be this way.
No, Kunavang, it does. They need me.
Welcome guys! End of Dragons Daily 87 here today, and it's going to be a co-commentary one again. I had, right before the end of Icebreed Saga Champions, I was going to do another co-op one, and then the story kind of blew everything out of the way. But we've got Boots here. Hello, Boots.
Hello.
Hey.
How's it going? Am I the only co-commentary person that does co-commentary with
You are. I'm incredibly insular, and
yeah, you gotta branch out, man.
I know.
There's
Well,
a
like I
whole
say,
world.
I almost did one, and then. So anyway, you're a brilliant guest for today. You're my top choice anyway, because.
Oh really?
Because this is going to be an elite specialization discussion.
Are we doing elite speculation?
Kind of, yeah. All right, so so just to catch everyone up in case you missed the recent End of Dragons Daily with the news, ArenaNet gave us a classic elite specialization, it seems, silhouette art of one of the professions. We don't know what the profession is, we don't know what weapon it's holding or anything, but there is a bit of a hint about the mechanic and stuff. So, Boots, as far as I understand, you want to explain to everyone, first of all, you and I haven't talked about this at all yet, right?
We have not.
You don't know any of my takes because you didn't see the End of Dragons.
I never watch your videos.
Right, so he doesn't know any of my takes, and he's kind of fresh, guys. So what I kind of want to do is like an interview here, really, where I just draw at you and we get your juicy opinions and kind of your first impressions about what this thing might be. And
okay, this is good because also this afternoon I'm doing a Jebros podcast, and I'm sure I have to talk about it there as well. So
well, there you go.
I will be forming my opinions live on this.
This is good. It's like this is like the pre-show. This is like the pre-show for that. So another little thing as well as we run in, guys. Something so cool happened on Twitter. Here, if you alt tab and have a look at the video. Landy Lanks said painting inspired by the teaser and the community speculation after watching WP's summary. So that was on the previous End of Dragons Daily. One of my favorite theories he covers it for is the Mesmer's blade dancer. It's funny, Boots, I don't actually remember using the term blade dancer, but there you have it. The shape of the ribbons is inspired by Reiko's concept art from Guild Wars 1 and WP's vid. This tweet, I retweeted it as soon as I saw it, and it really kind of blew up. So I'm pretty sure the studio themselves have seen it. It is awesome, man.
Wow.
And
yeah, this looks great.
Yeah, I've noticed over on Reddit as well, there's been so much cool fan art and interesting like takes. I think somebody did a take that might suggest it's Farron as well.
No.
Yeah. So there's just really good, and like I said in my retweet, I said, I hope the studio does see the power in this. And what happened with Heart of Thorns Press was so good. I want to see lots of this. What I kind of don't want, Boots, is at the end of the month with the live stream that they just give us all the elite specs or give us all the teasers at once. I think that would be a mistake. They should trickle them out, right?
I think they're definitely going to, they're going to trickle stuff out. I think since now that it is being pushed back until early 2022, I think that it would make sense to give us a little taste, a little bit at a time.
Yeah, and think of all the art and stuff that people will make in the meantime. I'm so blown away that someone watching the videos has this much talent to do cool art and stuff like that.
More silhouettes. Silhouettes.
And if you guys at any point want to do more or submit more to me, I'll platform it on the show for sure. Absolutely. Also, keep an eye out, Boots. You might want to remind me at the end of the video here because I'll probably forget. I'm going to do another poll on it. We haven't done one of those for End of Dragons Daily recently, but a poll where I give some suggestions as to what we think this is, like what the weapon is, maybe the name, and you guys can pick which one. So keep an eye out for another YouTube poll, and the results of that will be on another End of Dragons Daily.
Speaking of the weapon, I like this fan art, and I'll tell you why. Because they made it a little bit ambiguous as to what that weapon is.
Right, okay, so I'm sure people are dying to know, Boots. What do you think the weapon is?
Okay, I mean, it's clearly either dagger or spear, right?
All right, let me put it up on screen for people as well here. Here you go. Okay, so what's the weapon? Dagger.
Okay, wait, are you looking at the silhouette now on the screen? Or
yeah, the silhouette, the arena now.
Because I just wanted to say that the Blade Dancer art, I like how it looks like it could be a dagger because, it clearly could be a dagger. But if you look next to her wrist, the haft of the dagger, is it the haft?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Pommel?
the pommel goes much further back than a normal dagger haft would look.
Yeah, so it could still be a spear.
Yeah, and like it looks like maybe the rest of it too could be covered up by her arm, possibly. So it could be a spear, but maybe not. Maybe it's like
that would be a very weird way to hold a spear as well.
It would be weird. It would be
dainty
weird.
way to hold a spear. By the way, for the whole spear discussion, I kind of want. This came up in the Spud Discord, or was it in the Game Guild? I'm not sure. There was kind of a discussion going on. People were saying, "Oh, it can't be spear," because that would be so boring to just have all the underwater weapons come up. I want to really remind people, it doesn't have to be, just because one class gets spear, it doesn't mean they're all getting spear.
Everybody's
and
getting
trident
spear.
and harpoon gun. They could obviously mix it up, you know. It might be some have a spear, some don't.
Yeah, some get a trident.
Yeah, well, okay, here's the thing though, even if it was all harpoon gun, trident, spear, all
I don't
9
see
of
why
them,
someone would get a maybe harpoon gun because people are like pirate shipping.
maybe. I mean, harpoon gun's definitely a weird one, right?
Yeah.
I can't quite
It's
see.
like
But
just a rifle, essentially.
even if they had 3 spear users, right? You could
Ooh,
have
rifle with pull.
You could have one person throwing range spears. You could have one person like melee spearing, right?
One person
Or you could have someone
trident.
using it magically, right? So
Magical trident, yeah.
and you can have that for trident as well, the exact same thing. I mean,
Okay.
melee
I
harpoons
agree.
is a bit weird, but yeah. So anyway, do think about that, guys.
So here's the thing. I'm now looking closely at this image, okay?
Okay.
And if you look very, like, obviously the daggers above the person's head make it look like daggers. Make
Right.
it look like
Yeah. So we were
it's a
talking
dagger
about that.
theme.
That might be like the profession mechanic, is what I suggested. What do you think about
Obviously, yeah.
that? Okay.
I will tell you about that, what I think about that later. But first, let's talk about the weapon.
Okay.
So, excuse me. So it could be a dagger, right? Just with a slightly long half pommel, whatever.
Okay.
And however,
the dagger idea as well is the other hand might have a dagger pointed at us, right?
No, it looks like the person is pointing.
Okay. All right. You
So
don't
you
believe
can
in the
see
double
the
dagger
fingers.
idea?
No. Look at this person's left hand. Okay. It is
Their
pointing,
left, not my left. Their left.
Their left. They are pointing, like you could see the fingers, right? You could see the individual digits.
Right.
You got 3 digits pointing downwards and 1 pointing outwards, like they're pointing.
Right.
So clearly, this is not another. They're not holding another weapon currently.
Okay. All right.
Now, on top of that, what is that little bulbous thing on the top, like above the hand?
Above the shoulder. So the theory is that that's the back of the spear.
I think that's the back of the spear.
Right. So so you like the spear idea?
I like the spear idea.
Oh, okay. So
just
let me ask you,
because I feel like yes, Mesmer can get a new dagger and that would be fine, but I really like the spear idea.
Okay, let me ask you. I love the spear idea too, just for what it would mean for the game, obviously, in the scope of End of Dragons. But let me ask you, what proportion do you believe it's likely to be spear versus dagger? Like I said, I think it. What did I say? I think I said I'm like 75% dagger, 25 spear, or something like that. What is your guesstimation there?
Based purely on this, the fact that like that little bulbous thing at the back looks like it's perfectly in line with the angle that the haft is going towards. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna get a ruler or something. Let's see if this works.
What? You a ruler, really? Okay.
Yeah, no, it's.
All right, we're gonna cut, guys. We're gonna cut.
It is
Just one
perfectly in
second.
line. It is perfectly in line.
Oh, you've already got one. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So it. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be a spear.
Okay.
It's gotta
All
be a
right.
spear.
There's another theory. There's a third contender. Well, hold on.
Okay.
Give me your proportions. What do you think? You think 100% a spear? No chance it's a dagger at all.
A 75 spear. I'm reversed your idea.
Oh, really? Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. There is another idea that it's a bow. Now, exact same concept you just said, except it's not behind the character's back or whatever. It's out in front, and that's actually a bow that you're looking at. Now, what do you think of that?
No.
Oh, he's not a bow booster, guys. He's not a bow booster.
Sorry,
really?
guys.
You don't see it at all?
Yeah, why are there like spear/daggers above her head if
Well, I
it's
mean,
a
that's
bow?
what I was going to ask you. If it's a spear, they're not spears above its head. They're not even spearheads, really. They're daggers above its head.
They're spearheads. They're spearheads.
Do you think it's a man or a woman, by the way? It's quite an androgynous figure, I think.
Yes. I think What?
Well, hold on. What do you mean? Yeah. Oh, yes, it's androgynous.
Yes, it's androgynous.
That brings me up. It brings up something I've missed in all my videos, by the way, guys. There is a theory that you can run with about what this might be in terms of profession, and it's that through the POF, Heart of Thorns, and core lineups of elite specializations, they all have concept art equivalents. The race-gender combo for the representative of the profession has always been consistent. So, for example, the Scrapper was being demonstrated as a male char, and just regular engineer was a male char. They're always the same. It's just the specialization changes. So, depending on whether you think this is a man or a woman, it's clearly human, right? I mean, maybe it's a Sylvari. But it basically narrows it down to either Ellie or Mesmer. That if you subscribe to that theory that it's going to be consistent again, it's definitely either Ellie or Mesmer. Yeah,
and I think just the angle, like look above the frilly pantaloons, and it's very, very tight waist area right there where the angle comes down. I think even though it is very androgynous, I think it's a lady.
Okay, all right. And that kind of matches, so we were talking a bit about, there's some Guild Wars 1 Reiko concept art from Guild Wars 1's Winds of Change in Cantha, and she's got kind of like these tendrily things on her legs. They end in like snake heads, and so if it's alluding to that, then it's probably going to be the same.
This Mesmer costume definitely reminds me very heavily of like Guild Wars 1 Mesmer outfits.
Right? Yeah, it does actually. It does, doesn't it? It feels like a ball kind of outfit, like an upperclassman at a ball. Okay, so yeah, what do you think about the Ellie idea?
It could be like so. The problem with Ellie is that the only way it could be an Ellie is if you get like it's an arcane Ellie, I guess.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. See, I was a little bit dismissive. I did a bit of a discussion about like how all the professions are very tightly color coded. Well, you know what profession's not very tightly color coded? It's actually Ellie, because it's got distinct colors for each element, and then arcane is pinky, and it's kind of
they sort of always use like a red shade when they do concept stuff for elementals.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, okay, I can see. So you think Ellie's kind of red color. I see what you mean there.
Yeah, like a light red.
But the arcane stuff is pink, and it is kind of mesmery.
I want to say that the arcane stuff is generally more like closer to purple than pink.
Isn't Mesmer closer to purple than pink as well?
No, I feel like a Mesmer is more pink.
Okay. I'm generally really bad with these kinds of aesthetic discussions.
Are you colorblind?
No, I pay very little attention to that sort of stuff, honestly.
My take is yes. I think this is a Mesmer. I think this is a spear. I think it is a lady. I think the lady is pointing because instead of shatters, like instead of clones, her clone illusions are illusionary spearheads or daggers that when they shatter, they are shot forth really quickly at their target.
Hell yeah! Okay, so there's 5 icons. What do you think that means? There's 5.
That means, you get 5 charges or whatever.
Does that mean
it builds up to 5?
So you summon a phantasm, and it's like you get a dagger. Anyone who plays League of Legends, like Katarina, can pick up a dagger. Like maybe it's like that.
A dagger floats above your head that gives you some sort of benefit based on the phantasm you summoned.
Yeah, that's exactly what I believe as well. That's 100%. That was my take on it as well. That stuff at the top was mostly what I talked about, and I think
because when I think about it, Mesmer, what does Mesmer need? It's got a ridiculous raid spec, right? A couple of them. Chronomancer, quickness, all you could ever want. Alacrity, all you could ever want. It's really strong in PvP. It's really strong in PvE. Really strong in World versus World. It doesn't really need anything. The only thing about it that some people might not enjoy that much at playing it is that it relies a lot on AI with its clones, right?
Oh, I see where you're going with this. Okay, yeah.
So the only thing I could see that the devs might want to add, or in this case remove, for new Elite Spec is to get rid of the AI with their clones. And so, go for mind bullets.
I think there was a quote from the balance team as well. People are very critical of the balance team all the time. But they said something I think was really, really intelligent, and they were talking about how they really want to de-emphasize AI builds in competitive spaces. And I think if those are philosophies that they're, operating on when they're looking at designing new elite specs as well, that's probably comes in at the same time, and that makes sense there too. So this elite spec would still get phantasms. It's just phantasms don't disappear and turn into clones anymore. They disappear and turn into daggers, which are not AI at all, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and the phantasms, yeah, that's right, because illusions are the ones that are AI. Phantasms have a set thing that they do.
And then go away immediately. Yeah, exactly, they do, yeah. So I really see that. I definitely do. What else do you think?
I mean, I don't know what else there is to say about it. This person's name is clearly...
what do you think it's called?
Okay, that's a good question.
The elite spec, what would you call it? This is kind of like a reverse elite speculation, isn't it? So we don't get to build it, we have to decipher it. I like this.
Mind Blade or Mind Spear or Mind Lance or Mind...
Mind Lance. Oh, yeah, because you're still very on the spear thing. Yeah.
Yeah, Mind... Not Dagger, because I think it's Spear still.
Oh, another thing, by the way. So what you just said, as a profession mechanic, I think that does pair quite well. Let's say it's a melee spear, for example. Let's say that. So now what the elite specialization has done is it covered a couple of different combat ranges at once, and that would probably feel like quite a good complete package. And by the way, as well, speaking about playstyle stuff that Mesmer's missing, ever since the nerfs to Scepter 3, they really don't have a good mid-range power option, if you think about it. Like, Scepter is their mid-range option, is very much a Condi-loaded thing. So daggers, throwing knives at the mid-range, I think, but not so much about bleeds, but more about power. And maybe, throwing spears at mid-range. People that didn't play Guild Wars 1, the spear was a throwing weapon, and it was a mid-range DPS weapon. Good for building adrenaline.
I mean, I think it's pretty straightforward. Oh, now, would it be a two-handed weapon, the spear, in this case, or a one-handed weapon?
I think it would be two, right? I mean, if the idea is that they're doing spears because it's efficient, because they already exist, I would assume that they wouldn't mess with the handedness of it. I think that they would be a two-handed spear, which, by the way, is why I'm a big believer in melee as well. Sorry, go ahead.
But in Guild Wars 1, like the Paragon, when they were throwing the spears, weren't they also able to use shields?
Yes, they were, yeah. So, I mean, it's not all about just making it look like and feel like Guild Wars 1. Truth is, I think Dragon Hunter feels a lot like Guild Wars 1's Paragon. It's already kind of in the game in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Anyway, I definitely think it's Spirit. I think it's underwater weapons are an untapped market for new weapons in the game, and I think they're finally going to go into them this expansion.
Okay, Boots. Well, we will see. All right. Okay, so guys, let us know what you think down below. Obviously, we did do a bit of this discussion already, but maybe we've got some fresh ideas. And keep an eye out on YouTube. I'm going to do a poll. And I'm gonna have like spear versus I'm gonna have like weapon on there, and maybe some of these other places where me and Boots diverge slightly. We'll see where people sit, and hopefully, I don't this big stream announcement. I don't want to reveal everything about all the other elite specs, but it would be really cool if it revealed the details on this one. If by the end of the month we know what this was, that would be pretty awesome.
Agreed.
Oh, also, by the way, the file name is Mystery Dark. Do you have any takes on that? Do you does that ring any bells for you? For like
Mystery Dark. Well, it just sounds like mystery, and they have different file versions of it. One of them is it's all colored in darkly, and another one it's all colored in different colors or something.
Apparently, if you inspect like the page source as well on the website, this is some trivia I never gave on a previous video. Apparently, if you do that, there's another description of it.
Oh.
But it basically just says a mysterious figure holding a weapon or something. It doesn't give you any real details. It's just another way of phrasing what we see. So yeah, and I did see some people were picking at that a little bit in the comments of one of the previous videos. So yeah, there you have it, guys. Thank you very much for coming on, Boots. This was very cool.
My pleasure.
And you never know, by the end of the month, when we've got more details, it might be really cool to come back again and we can talk about our takes on what they've done with the damn thing, and maybe where we would have changed things or what we're looking forward to with it. That could be pretty cool.
That would be very cool.
Okay, so thanks very much for watching, guys. Give Boots all your best, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care now, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.